Good morning. I've been just doing a little research this morning and looking at estimates. And the United Nations estimates that there are 380,000 people born each day on this planet. Okay, so we have a birth rate of 350,000. Okay, now if we are going to advance the gospel faster than people arrive on this planet, see, that's the only way we're ever going to reach everybody. We're going to have to put a system in place that advances the gospel faster than people are arriving on this planet. And in order for us to overcome that, 19,250 people need to be telling 20 people each every day, 7 days a week, who created the planet and what he sent his son to do. Now, based on what I'm being told in Kenya and Uganda, there are about 18,000 disciples that I know of that are beginning to reach 20 people a day. Now, of those 18,000, many of them don't have smartphones, so they can't do this. So we need more than this 18,000. We should probably get up to 50 or 60,000 people a day. Then we'll probably have that many people that have smartphones and using technology to reach the uttermost parts of the earth, using personal evangelism to reach our Jerusalem and our Samaria and Judea. We've had 50 or 60,000 people reaching 20 people a day that have not heard the gospel. Then we're going to begin to overcome the birth rate. In other words, we're going to reach them faster than they're being born. And that's what we need to do. And we have to find where the people are that have not heard about Jesus. Now, as I'm telling you this, John Uma is presenting the gospel to people in the nation of Kenya who have not heard the gospel and who are either practicing the religion of Islam or practicing local pagan religions. In other words, witch doctors. Okay? So, but be in prayer for that the Lord would move on the people he's speaking to and give them ears to hear the gospel, because would raise up true disciples out of these people that can be trained to be a sustaining influence of the gospel in those regions. You know, one of the regions is the Kaya region. I've been doing some research on that region, and they are very, very well grounded in the practice of, and I don't know what really you call it. I call it witch doctor paganism. So it doesn't matter what it is. They need to be reached with the gospel. So that's where it is, and that's why it's so critical that no matter who you are or no matter where you are, if the Lord has given you a smartphone, you need to be reaching 20 people a day that have never heard the gospel. and you know, I'm talking to you Africans primarily, because they are all around you on your own continent. There are very few people in America that haven't heard the gospel. There are very few people in Central and South America that haven't heard the gospel. But in Africa, there is a bunch. And in the Middle East, there is a bunch. And in China, and in India, and in Pakistan, there is a bunch. In Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, there is a bunch. Okay? We need to reach them. Make sure if you have a smartphone, prioritize reaching 20 people per day with the gospel. I am introducing training videos on these sites, so you will know how to do this. But let me tell you something, that's the one thing Jesus meant for us, his body, to prioritize, was reaching everybody with the gospel. Matthew 24 and 14. And when this good news, the gospel, has been preached or proclaimed or given to all nations, and if you research that word nations, it means everybody, then the end of this age will come. And our primary mission is to do what God told us to do, to set up the end of this age, the return of Jesus. And that's when all your problems get solved. That's when all the orphans get fed. That's when everybody gets clothes. That's when the whole planet gets renovated into what God means for it to be. And that's also when Satan is no longer allowed to exist here. He will be bound for 1,000 years, then loosed for a time, and then cast into the outer darkness or the bottomless pit or wherever God wants to put him. And I don't care where God wants to put him, as long as he's not allowed to operate here. Because he is the underlying cause of every problem we have. And we have to do what we are supposed to do in order for him, for the devil and his angels and his army, not to be able to exist here anymore. That's the only way this planet's going to get straightened out. And that, if you are a true follower, a believer, you are adhering to, trusting in, following, and obeying Jesus Christ, then according to him, that is your top priority over any other type of ministry. That's the mission, period. So let's get it done.